Hello, everyone. It's William here from Allegory Gallery, and I hope you're all doing very well today. Oh, let me make sure my sound is off so you don't hear me on Instagram over there. All right, so how are y'all doing? It's been a better day today, technology-wise. Things are working pretty well. A little bit slow. Things are still a little slow. Things don't seem to be happening. I don't know if I have to diagnose our site or not. It seems like our site, it's saying it's fast, but it's just not quite what it usually has been. And then, of course, because we had more time, Andrew got to working on the dragons a little more and finessing them even more. So you're getting a really good deal for these dragon collages, because we'll talk about that in a little bit. We're going to do dragon collages today. They're not all here. I got some of them online, but not all of them. So we're going to take a look at some of them today, and it's going to be the first wave of them. And you're going to be able to grab those. They are not live in the online store yet, but I'm going to pop them in there very soon. They're going to show up in the New Day collection as well as the Andrew's original art collection. And what that means, okay, I'll just say it now. What that means is they're going to be eligible for our moving day sale. We were going to price them low, because we wanted to offer a really good deal. But Andrew has been working really hard on these, and he's been adding even extra to them. So it didn't feel right to price them lower than some of the other items that are, other paintings and collages that are in the online store. So we said, okay, let's give people a deal by allowing them to be brand new, but still in the moving sale. So just like I said yesterday, we don't do that. We're doing it. So we wanted you to be able to grab these if you want. They're going to start, I think it's $34 if I'm not mistaken, $34, $35, which brings them down to just about, I think it's $25.50. And $25 is what we wanted to offer them to you at originally. But because of the extra work that's gone into them, like I said, it wasn't right to make them less expensive than the other things on a kind of, the amount of input into them and the amount of time making them, because there's a lot more time. So to set the retail at 25 and not put them on sale seemed weird. So we're setting the retail higher and we're allowing you to get them on sale. And then we're going to have just a few gemstones tonight. We have a few strands that we got, and we just wanted to give them to you at a really good price. I think you're going to really like them, and we'll see how it goes. Hello, Marianne. Thank you for joining in. I have Facebook user saying, hi, dragons. Yes. Andrew's done some dragon collages. People have been waiting for them. We got the first wave of them tonight, so we're going to show them to you. Suzanne is here saying, hello, William, Andrew, Fur Babies, and the AG Bead fam, right? AG Bead fam out there. Thank you for joining us. I have all the Fur Babies, I think, or have had them. They were all I've been in my room in my office most of today working on things while Andrew was down painting. I tried to let him go because he was decided to go back and work on some of the dragons even more. So I wanted to give him the space to do that. So I've been in here, and I have the heater in here on, and all the babies are in here with me. Ida Bell was sitting in the other chair. Tallulah was sitting up by the window. Gertie was down by the heater. Gilbert was in a box that's really probably too small for him, but he fit himself in. And Barnaby was up on my desk, sitting on this African mud cloth that I have, this indigo mud cloth, that I flipped inside out so that he could sit on it. But he was up here on the desk being my buddy most of the day. Norma is here with us. Hello, Norma. Susie is here. Hello, Susie. Susan, our neighbor, is here saying hi, AG Bead fam. Cheryl is here. Just had the dogs outside, so I'm a wee bit late. That's okay. You know us. We're always a wee bit late too. And we don't get started for a while. So that's quite all right. Thank you for being here. I hope you had a good time out with the doggies. It is nice here today in Ligonier. I mean, nice. I think it was in the 40s. I didn't get outside much. The only thing I went outside for was to get Andrew coffee. And I think that was it. He was completely out, and we cannot have that in this house. No coffee in this house is not, Suzanne probably knows that feeling. Can't have that. So ran out to get that today, but otherwise been mostly in the house working on things, sharing news about our moving sale. If you don't know, we're having a sale in our online store, 25% off. Just use discount code moving sale. If you go to Facebook, there are links on Facebook all around that you can click the link and get right, and put the sale will enter its own coupon code in the cart and all that fancy stuff. But if not, just put moving sale, all one word, moving sale. They'll give you 25% off most things in the online store, not all. The New Day collection is not on sale. We've priced those things pretty well, and they're pretty new. So usually we don't put new stuff on sale, except for these dragons tonight and some of the things yesterday, right? But yeah, we had to not put those on sale. We already priced those pretty well as it was. And so if you're local, though, we have an in-store sale that's 30% off. So come on down to Allegory Gallery in Ligonier. We're trying to move some of the inventory in the physical store so that we can get some cash flow, for one, to help with the move. That's always important. And also, so we don't have to move everything, right? We've got a lot, and we're decreasing our footprint in the new store. So things need to be condensed anyway, and it's always easier to move fewer things, right? So probably like a lot of our masks, our flying goddesses, some of our statues, those things are unfortunately probably not going to fit in the new space. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Susan's coming tomorrow afternoon after 2. Good. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you. Marion says it's 20 here today. Quite pleasant, really. Yeah, it was like 30s, 40s here today, and it was nice. The snow was starting to melt a little bit. In the places where we had walked and condensed the snow down, it was melting, which was nice. And Barnaby and I did spend some time outside today. It was nice enough for him to be out for a while. So he walked around the yard, and I sat while he did that, keeping an eye on him doing an email, sending out an email to all of you, reminding you that the sale is happening, and sending out a text message to let you all know that it's still going on. So come on down to the store or visit us online at allegorygallery.com and get wonderful beads and art and jewelry and components and all that good stuff for jewelry making for quite a discount, 25% or 30% off. So technology-wise, it was a better day. Like I said, despite the fact that things were still a little bit slow, I was able to get some things done, and I spent a lot of time. I also made some reels for Instagram and Facebook. I did some stories. I caught up with some of the, especially on Instagram, some people who were doing Beat in the New Year over on Instagram. Caught up with them. I also made an appointment with my dad to work on our car. So Thursday and Friday evening, I think. He thinks it's going to take probably 2 days to do it. So Thursday and Friday evenings, I'm going to be over at my mom's garage because there's enough room there, and we're going to work on our car and hopefully get the car inspected then, and all will be good in the world. We'll have our other vehicle back that has all-wheel drive, so that if it does snow again like crazy, we can actually get into the cottage, as opposed to not being able to and not being able to go to work there. Suzanne says we were in the 50s, but we're getting huge quantities of rain the entire rest of the week. We are getting a lot of rain, supposedly. I think tomorrow and Thursday we're supposed to get, I don't know about a lot, but tomorrow and Thursday it's supposed to rain, and Friday I think it's supposed to be clear again. So I don't know. But y'all get a lot of rain down there. Norma says it's 47 here right now, having a heat wave. That's what I said to my mom. I think it was 41 or something when I messaged her. I don't know what it got up to today, but I think it was 41. I'm like, boy, this is a heat wave right now, right? So, but just letting her know, making sure, coordinating with my dad, my mom, my brother, because my brother has the tools we might need for some of it. So I had to make sure he knew that we may be coming up to grab some of his tools. So he sees people out in his garage. It's okay. It's probably just us as long as it's Thursday and Friday, right? Hello, Susan. Thanks for tuning in. Marion says it's supposed to be above freezing on Thursday. That's nice. We're supposed to hit the 50s this week, which is crazy, I think. And it's supposed to stay 50s, 40s, and 50s, I think, for the next, at least in the next week or so. Susan says it's 43 here and raining. At least it's above freezing, right? Marion says it's 44 now in Ligonier. So there you go. 44 and it's night. So we were doing pretty well. So how's everyone else? Everyone, how's your day? We haven't really talked. We've talked about the weather a lot, but what have you all been getting up to? Like, let's maybe not talk about how the day, because you can always see the day was good or bad. What have you all been doing? Like, what have you been doing creatively? What have you been doing to entertain yourselves? What have you been doing, to bring joy to yourselves? What good things are happening to you? Let's talk about the good things that are happening in life right now. Here, we're being creative. Our kittens are being a little bit better. Say that. We have been surrounded by a lot of love from friends and family here over the last few weeks, with everything going on. There have been rough times, but there are a lot of good things still happening. We're very excited about our move. We're working on and planning that out, so that's a good thing. Let's see. Sharon from Iowa. Hello, Sharon. Thanks for joining us here. Thanks for joining in. Welcome to the AG Bead fam. We chit-chat a lot, hang out, and we get into beads and jewelry and art and all that good stuff. We have some collages that Andrew has made. Andrew's my husband and co-owner of Allegory Gallery. He also has his own page, Andrew Thornton Artist, on Facebook and Instagram. So please feel free to join him there. We have dragons today, dragon collages, because in February, I think it's February 10th, officially starts the year of the dragon in the Chinese zodiac. And this year is the wood dragon, which comes with certain qualities. And we'll talk a little bit about those in a little bit. Let's see. Susie bought a new to me vehicle. Nice. That's awesome. Congratulations. That's always fun. That's always nice, right? We haven't bought a lot of vehicles in our lives, but every time we do, it's a lot of effort goes in. Probably, I don't know if this is the same for you. Probably is. A lot of effort goes into finding it. First, picking which one you want, unless you really, really know. Picking which one you want, finding the right one, especially when you're not looking new, right? When you're looking used, which is what we always do. It's like finding that unicorn, right? So congratulations on finding yours. Tallulah. Okay. Sorry, everybody. I got to stop Tallulah. She's about to tear our wicker basket apart. Tallulah, darling, what are you doing? Huh? You cannot do this. If you're going to do this, you are going to be in trouble. Now you got to come and see everybody. Now you got to sit with me. This is the bad girl right now. Huh, look at those eyes. They look like trouble. Are you trouble? Are you trouble? They just ate. So every time they eat, they either get tired usually they get wound up. And she's a little bit mischievous right now, as you can see in those eyes. Huh. Okay, now be good. Marian's working on making a 2024 journal. Nice. That's awesome. Is it going to be like a journal for the, like, is it going to be a writing journal? Is it going to be like a memories journal? What kind of journal are you making? Suzanne's been reading, loving on the cats. Nice. Susan has been reading also, felt a bit under the weather, but still got some laundry done, made lunch, and dusted. That was productive. That's more than I do when I'm not feeling under the weather most days, as far as housework is concerned. So congrats on that. That's a good job. Anita is here saying I'm working on a well overdue polymer clay project. Nice. And sometimes taking a break to stabby stab on the needle felting project. That's good. We had a needle felting class in store and I really enjoyed it. You know, there's a lot of things we do that if I had more time, I would do more of. And needle felting might be one of those things because it was kind of fun. I really had fun doing it. And I don't know, it definitely, sometimes you need to stabby stab things, right? It just feels good. Hello, Michelle. Thank you for joining in. Good to see you here. Let's see here. Andrew said the dragons aren't specifically because of the new year, just a happy coincidence. Yeah. So, but they do lead into, if you read about the wood dragon, the wood dragon specifically is about creativity and innovation, and having, you know, the power to persevere through that, and, you know, kind of bring your ideas to life. And it fits in so perfectly to what we're doing. You know, it's kind of, we're kind of rebirthing Allegory Gallery in Johnstown. If you don't know, we're closing Allegory Gallery in Ligonier and we're moving to Johnstown. So it's going to kind of be the rebirth. It's kind of the year of the wood dragon for Allegory Gallery as a rebirth project. And we also have a lot of things going on for Allegory Gallery online. Coming up hopefully in this year. We have lots of plans. We'll see what we can get through with the move and all that. We have to get that done first. But we have a lot of plans for a lot of exciting content, you know, more innovative things, and lots more creativity coming. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Norma says, I was working on my design competition entry and deciding to probably change one of the 3 pieces to something different. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that's happening Friday, everybody. The reveal date is happening Friday. We've had some questions on how long you have to reveal things. You have till Friday. On Friday, everybody must reveal their projects. There will be no extension of that because it would not be fair if we allowed people to reveal on Friday and then some people waited till Saturday and got an extra day, for example. So the reveal date is a solid this Friday. And more information will be coming on where it's going to be in the Design Challenge group. It's going to be in an album like we usually do. We're probably going to give you I'm thinking like up to 3 pictures so that you can show some detail. Like a main photo and 2 detail photos, something like that. And then we'll tally the likes on the photos, is what will probably happen. Or maybe we'll just have people vote on the main photo, but that may confuse people who are voting. So we might just vote on all the votes for all the photos. I think it's going to be the easiest thing. And if you're one of the 5 highest in the one part of the competition, you're going to win some gift cards. If you are one of the top 3 in the curveball competition, you're going to win some gift cards. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to our blog at allegorygallery.com, and the design competition all the information is there that you need, at least up till this point. Anita says she's a pretty kitty. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Andrew says, every year seems like I pick a new animal. Last year I was painting a lot of phoenixes. This year so far it's dragons, but we'll see. Yeah, it was a good thing. It's kind of it's like it was meant to be. Like it was meant to be. Marion says, you're spoiling my fun, Dad, right? Tallulah. Susan says, she looks so innocent. Zoomy time. Yeah, she gets, I don't know, sometimes they get the zoomies, but she gets the like tear me ups. Like she starts tearing at things and trying to dig into things and all that. Well, there's my mom. Hey, Mom. Says, wow, she got so big. She is big, right? She is. Yeah, they're getting big fast. Getting big fast. Marianne's not sure what she's putting in her journal yet. It's all right. Susie said it's an old 2012 Cadillac SUV. Even though it's older, it's a hoot to drive. Hey, that's good, right? The Cadillac, those are nice. Those are nice. I would not turn down one. And Cadillacs generally are those. They're cars that are built to last. So that's good. Let's see here. Andrew says, I have a bunch of roving. Want to start doing stuff, right? Mary says, dragons are generally good luck. Yep. And the dragons, I guess, can be water, metal, fire, wood, earth, maybe. There are different qualities to each one. And the wood one supposedly has the creativity and innovation part of it in there. Abundance, of course, they signify abundance, which we're hoping for as we move to Johnstown and move into 2024. We could use some abundance around here. Well, we have a lot of abundance, actually. I shouldn't say that. We have a lot of love. We have a lot of support. We have abundance in certain things, but it would be nice to have fiscal abundance as we move further into 2024. Michelle says, I still don't have energy to make anything. Sugar levels are just erratic, and my highs are now hitting 300s. I see my doctor on the 5th. You need to work that out, right? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I'm glad you're getting to see your doctor. Hopefully you can, I wish it were a little bit sooner, but I'm glad you're getting to see them. Andrew says, just doing a quick tally. There's not a lot of folks doing the competition, so there's a good chance of winning for the people who do. Yeah, we have not heard a lot of people saying they're doing the competition, but we also don't know if people are just keeping it under wraps. Remember, there is a part of the competition that is just popular vote. And everyone in the Design Challenge group, whether you've gotten to make anything or not, gets to vote. So get in there, make something. You just make a 3-piece jewelry set. That's all it is, 3-piece jewelry set, but you must use one of our Allegory Gallery wooden pendants. So you have to have one of those, pendants or charms. And each set that you make has to have a different one if you're making multiples, but you can enter as many times as you want. You can make 6 3-piece sets if you want and get 6 different entries possible. All right, what else? What other good things are happening? I've only heard from a number of people. Just a few of you out there said the good things that are happening to you. So what good things are happening to more of you out there? Let's do this. Let's do this gratitude thing, right? Let's do this gratitude thing. Andrew says, even if you don't make something, I hope folks will support and root on everyone who does enter. Yes. Root on those people, because being in a competition, even when it's a friendly competition, there's a little bit of a nervous, anxious level to it. You never know what people are going to think, but really I see this not much different than just posting your things in the Design Challenge group as it is, because that's what we're doing. We're going to post them there. Now somebody's going to win some gift cards for posting, but that's the way I look at this. Is it's kind of like you're going to win some gift cards maybe for posting your stuff in the group, which a lot of you do anyway. So because we didn't put like too many qualifiers on what this has to be. It doesn't have to be made with super good, super high-end things. It doesn't have to be made with, it doesn't have to be like, low-end things, or kind of, that trash to goodness kind of thing. We're not asking you to, do any specific kind of formula or project. You just get to make what you want, just like always, and just post it. Marianne says, not really anxious, but I do hope my pieces are liked. Andrew says, we have a good group, so I'm not worried about people being nasty. No, you don't have to worry about that. It's always nice when there's a festive energy. Yeah, we want people to be energetic about it and just have fun. Even if you didn't make anything, enjoy the people who did and their creations and root them on. So I think it's going to be, it's a fun thing. It's like I said, it's not meant to put fear into anybody. It's just kind of a thing. I'm going to make a three-piece jewelry set. Here's what it looks like, and we're going to post it and see what happens. That's how I would look at it if it were me. But of course, you want to win the gift cards, right? And the kits, gift cards and kits. Good prizes. Good prizes. So that's going on. Also, in my calendar buried over here, Beat in the New Year. It's still happening. I shared a bunch of things on Instagram into our stories that I saw today. Make sure you hashtag Beat in the New Year. I've been searching Beat in the New Year, and I've been searching Allegory Gallery. So if I see you pop up that way, then I might share your things. Today was to use polymer clay in your work. Who used polymer clay in their work? Who out there did? Did you? Let's see. Teresa says, we are glad we are finished taking pictures for our catalog and added UPC codes to our cards for stores who want them. That's good. That's a good thing, right? That's a good thing that you did. Good things happening. That means stores are wanting your things, and you're providing a service that they want, which is great. Good things. Remember, want to hear good things that are happening to y'all. There's something. There's something. Marianne says, no, I don't have any polymer clay. Get some polymer clay, Marianne. Susan says, I'm generally not too into competition, so I'm sitting this one out. It's okay. Like I said, in our group, it's kind of just like you're posting into the group. That's what I see it as. Now, we are seeing how many votes you get, and we're counting up the votes. It's a little different, or how many likes on Facebook you get. But other than that, it's about the same. It's about the same. That's the way I think of it, because our group's so nice. It's so nice. It's not scary. So sometime this year, says Marianne, maybe. That's good. That's good. Yeah, we polymer clay's fun. Polymer clay's fun. We haven't done it in a while, but maybe in the Johnstown store we're talking about maybe doing a polymer clay day, or a polymer clay class or something like that. I want maybe do some paper making classes up there. I've had a renewed interest in paper making. Just gotta get things sorted a little bit. Andrew says, plus y'all know me, I can be generous with prizes, so there might be extra goodies. Yeah, Andrew always likes to add extra to the pot. And he says, I need to look at your design challenge calendar more in depth. Been in a bit of a creative funk, and I could use some inspiration. Is that mostly on Instagram posts? The calendar is on our blog. You can download the calendar there, and it's on Facebook and Instagram. That's where we follow it the most. So that's where we tell people to do it. So you can search the hashtag bead in the new year, bead in the new year, hashtag bead in the new year. I think some people are using bead in the new year 2024. Some people always use the year. I haven't been searching that one as much, so I need to look that up. You can also search for hashtag Allegory Gallery, or people who are tagging us, and you'll see stuff. But if you go to our Instagram, Allegory Gallery, and you look at our stories, very often I'm sharing them, so you can see all that. And he is working on a polymer clay project while I'm watching. That's good. That's use polymer clay in your work. That's today's kind of task, if you will. Let's see here. Poor Barb gets surprises every day with put this in this person's order. Yeah, she's like, is this a giveaway? Is this free? Should I be seeing this on the invoice? She always asks me. Usually when Andrew leaves, she's like, so do I need to look for this on an invoice, or is this something I should be waiting for payment for, or is this something that we're just sending? Andrew says, Anita, I know you'd love Wendy's projects. Yeah, Wendy's are good. Check out Wendy's stuff. I think I definitely shared some of it today on our stories on Instagram. So tomorrow is Wednesday, and it's the 24th. Holy moly, 24th already. That means it's tomorrow's 1 month away from my birthday, February 24th. So Wednesday the 24th, remake an old project into a new one and show the before and after. So take an old project, take a picture, rework it into something new, and then take a picture of the new, and then show us the before and after. That is tomorrow's prompt. That's one I really like, and I like seeing what people do, because I think it's always good to, every jewelry maker, if you've been doing it for a while, even if you've not been doing it for a while, you generally have something from your starting days, your earlier times, that you look at and you're like, I could do better than this now. It got you to where you were, but you've come into your style a little bit more. You've practiced a little bit more. You've gotten, your own personal design sense down a little bit more, and it's fun to see. It's fun to see how people rework things. It's one of my favorite prompts. So we'll see. We'll see what y'all do. All right, everybody. It's time for dragons. Now remember, after the dragons, we have gemstones. We have a few. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 gemstone strands that we're going to give you, I think, really good deals on. So if you want to grab those, make sure you stay through the dragons until the end. Hello, Khalidi. Thanks for joining in. I'm going to jump over here. Now, like I said, the dragons are not in the online store yet, but I'm going to show them to you. All right. And then when I'm done showing them to you, you can kind of look at them and see what might be your favorite. And then I'm going to put them into the online store right after that. Now, remember, these are going into the online store, and you want to use discount code MOVINGSALE to save 25% off of these paintings, because we wanted to give you an extra special bonus since it has taken us a little longer due to our technology to get these online. We're giving you a little bit of a bonus, so they will be valid for the 25% off sale. Okay, so let's flip this camera around. Let's turn our lights on. Whoops, sorry, Gilbert. I didn't know you were under my chair, buddy. Turn the camera around. And settings, camera, front camera, back camera, mirror the camera. Andrew says, or don't use the coupon code and I'll get a tip. Right? Says, don't use it, I'll get a tip. Vanessa has joined us. Hello, Vanessa. All right. Let's turn on our lights. Lights, camera, action over here. Like I said, these are not in the online store yet. We're going to show you this first batch of them. There will be more tomorrow, I believe. And then tomorrow also, just so you get a heads up, we're going to do vintage glass strands. So we're doing dragons and gemstones today. Tomorrow's going to be dragons and vintage glass. All right. Khalidi found out she's a wood dragon. So this is the year of the wood dragon too. This is the year of the wood dragon. Anybody born this year is a wood dragon as well. Well, starting February 10th. Anyway. All right. First dragon. Dun, dun, dun. So people born in the year of the wood dragon are supposed to be filled with lots of energy, drive, and creativity, and never short of innovative ideas and the power to implement them. So that's great. That's great. Now, these are collages. They are approximately 3 by 4. They vary a little bit, but they're approximately 3 by 4 inches. And you will see, if I hold this one way, you barely see things, and then those little kind of scales show up as you move it around. And Andrew will be signing these and dating them all before they go out. But that is the first dragon. And they're all different. They all have their own personality. Let's see, I like that up a little bit higher, actually. And I love the way he's done the eyes and the kind of dots or scales around the eyes. And we hope you all love these. Like I said, they're going to go in the online store at $34. But if you use that discount code moving sale, I think that's, what is that? 25. I'm doing the math on the, comes to $25.50 only. $25.50 during the sale. Once the sale's over, they'll revert back up to $34. But if you use that discount code, you will get them at 25% off. We're giving you a special deal. So that is the first one. Khalees says, reminds me of a sea dragon. Yeah, they're all different kinds of dragons. Andrew's been working really hard. I will say, each one of these dragons was hand cut by Andrew. These were not laser cut. That's one of the reasons these are more expensive. When Andrew does the ACEO cards, the collage pieces on them are often laser cut. So that brings the price down because he doesn't have to do all the manual handwork. But each one of these dragons that has been collaged on here was hand cut out by Andrew and then layered on top of these kind of monoprints. And then he noodles around with them and adds extra stuff all over them. There's my technical art terms, right? But adds more paint, adds more design, works on the dragons a little bit more. That's what he's been doing since we couldn't add them yesterday. He's like, I should just sit, and then he stayed up almost all night adding more things to them. And they get various finishes, including a spray finish at the end to help keep everything, safe and secure as far as the color goes. All right, so there's one. What do you think? Here's another. Khalees says there's an actual creature called a sea dragon. It looks like a fanciful seahorse. Yep. There are probably a few in here as we go through. And I'm trying to show you so you can see all the colors that show up in these as they move, because I can't capture that obviously in the pictures that are in the online store. So I tried to do the best I could to show you, but it's really nice when you watch the videos and you can see how things move, how things shimmer and shine as they move. I love this kind of rusty orange background against the blue dragon on this one, or blue purple dragon. He's got some green up there. Andrew says the backgrounds are old collages that I did maybe 20 years ago. Then there are layers of collage on top. Then there's painting on top, lots of textured paint. Then the collages of the dragons are hand-cut paper, painted paper that then paint on top of that. So there they are. And like you could really see the texture paint in this one, especially in this background here. And you can see it in here. So what do y'all think so far? Do you like them? I think they're really cool. And I think they are, you know, a great reminder, you know, for anyone. Get yourself one, get your friend one. $25, $25.50 only is what they're going to come to. Get yourself one, get one for a friend. They're going to be great reminders, you know, to go forth this year with, you know, kind of a renewed sense of maybe creativity if you haven't been feeling very creative. And, you know, that year of the dragon is going to bring that energy, you know, to hopefully push that creativity and lead you to greater abundance. I think that's what these are going to do for people. And hopefully they can do that for you. Marion says, love the blue one. Me too. Me too. Andrew says, I'm going to do one final run over with an iron just to get the final creases out. So they will be ironed after all that. Andrew says, to me, dragons are guardians. They are wisdom and protectors. Khaleesi says, rich layers, fun colors. Very rich layers, right? With all the collage work from previous years behind there, plus the extra on top. And their eyes, like their eyes look so, like they're looking at you. I love the eyes. And, you know, you all don't see the transformations that these have gone through, by the way. I've seen them. These are much more nuanced than what was possibly going to come out. He had this idea, I think, for a while of doing them very simplistically. For a while, there was just the dragon bodies with not a ton. You do if you look at my Instagram, says Andrew. They were just the dragon bodies with like a blank eye, like a white eye. And they were very simple. There wasn't a lot of extra work done to them. And then, of course, Andrew, being Andrew, he couldn't just leave it there. But I think they're all the better for it. But they definitely are, I think, worth more. And that's why the prices are a little bit more starting on the retail compared to, like, these are comparative to some of the other that are around the same price as far as the work that goes into them. But we are giving you the sale discount on them, even though they're new. Even though they're new, which I think is pretty nice. Next one up. Cheryl says, they're magical. Amazing work as always, Andrew. Thank you, Cheryl. I'll say thank you for him. He's down making dinner again. That's why he's not up here talking about it. If you're like, why is William up here talking about this? It's because Andrew is down making dinner while we do this so that we can actually eat at a relatively good time. Andrew says, I'm trying to be more loose with my rendering. I sometimes can get real tight, and I am working on being more gestural. Susan says, they all have their own personalities. That's the thing about it. I think they all do. Andrew was playing around with naming each one. And I don't know if he's still going to end up doing that. They're not going to be named, at least this first batch isn't going to have names in the online store, but he's talking about naming each one. But we weren't sure if you would want to name them as you they're almost very personal, I think, because they do, like Susan said, all have their own personalities, and it's kind of like you're picking a pet, right? You got to find the one that fits your personality and that you think goes with you. And I think you would want to name it yourself, but we'll see. We'll see if he ends up putting names on them or not. Nina says, look at the colors in this one. I know, right? And I will tell you right now, I cannot. The colors are like more vibrant than what I'm seeing on my screen. They're going to be more vibrant probably than what you're seeing on screen. I tried my best to take the colors as real as I could with my camera for the website, but they are just not as magical as they are in person. So just so you know, just kind of imagine in your mind's eye that all the colors are enhanced when you're looking at them, because that's pretty much what the truth of the matter is that these will all look so much better in person when you get them. That's the thing that people always say about his artwork. When they get it, it's like they're like, oh, it's so much better than in the pictures. It's always going to be. It's hard to see these, especially because of how these ones move and shimmer and shine with different paints and the different textures. Susan says, I love the different colors and textures. Yeah, they're great. I think they're great. Cletus says, are any of the dragons inspired by your cats? Probably. I don't know. Andrew would have to answer that, but Andrew gets inspiration everywhere, and the cats are always here. Always here. Susan says, Puff the Magic Dragon, right? Look at this one. This one to me looks a little concerned. A little concerned. I like this one a lot. I have my favorites so far. I will say that. Sometimes it's because of it's kind of my favorite colors. This one is not because of my favorite colors. This one is its expression. It has that, I don't know, to me it looks like it has that concerned look, which I always find very adorable, actually, usually when it's in a piece of art or painting like that. But I like this one. And let's see if we can get there. As you can see some of that flashing scales happening on there. And that textured paint. Michelle says bewilderment, right? Like it just turned around and caught you looking and be like, what's going on here? That's what it looks like to me. Like, what are you doing here? What is happening? Why are you looking at me? Andrew says, I did a series probably 20 years ago that were inspired by Native American block prints. I did a series of monsters. I just love the simplicity of the original prints. So I try really hard to get that form language where you know what it is, but it isn't every single scale painted and rendered yet. Next up is this one. And this one looks very, mostly black in some lighting, and then you hit it with the light. You can see some of the scales normally, but then you see them all filter through there. And I love the rich tones in this, all the way from these greens merging into these browns and kind of almost, I don't know, orangey browns down here into some pinks. I just love all of when it does, I don't know what this is, but I love that. And sometimes it's like a ripped card edge or a ripped paper edge. It kind of reminds me of that, and I like that look on these. Some of them have that. What y'all doing over there? Gertie, what are you getting into? Sorry, I'm a little distracted. These little kittens. Michelle says the black one looks like he is falling. Looks very good. Right? He's in a dive. Like I said, they will be signed by Andrew and all that, but he's going to iron them out first. One moment, everybody. Look at this dragon while I go get Gertie. Gertie. Yeah, what are you doing? Bad things? All right. With Gertie, you don't have to go too far usually. She knows when she's in trouble, and she runs away. All right, so that's that one. Next one. Pink dragon. Andrew says, the black is what I call Osby black. I had a teacher who has since passed away, and he taught me how to mix my own black. It's part, there we go, I don't know, alizarin crimson, and phthalo green. Makes a rich, almost bluish black. So that's this black that he's talking about. Oh, cat hair. There's going to be some cat hairs on here every once in a while. Barnaby was sitting on my desk most of the day with me. Now he's in Gilbert's box. Gilbert's probably upset. That's why he's not in here. Andrew says his name was Ellsworth Osby, for anyone who is curious. I'll put that up in case you're on YouTube and are not seeing that. Remember, if you're out there on Instagram, please feel free to say hi. We are now streaming to Instagram. Andrew says the ripped edge look is actually from crayons. See, I did not know that part of it. I guess that creates a resist, right, with the crayon. Andrew says the wax on the crayons acts like a resist. Yep. Michelle says these dragons have great personalities. I think so too. Each one is a little bit different. Each one is a little bit different. Here comes, this is one of my favorite backgrounds so far. And this looks like just, he looks like a, or she looks like a happy dragon. Happy. I love, love, love this background. This is looking a little gray on my screen, and it is a little bit, but it has richer color in some like greens and baby blues in there. Let's see if I get it closer, if it'll look a little bit there. That's a little bit better rendering. Sometimes if I also take my hands away and set them down, it adjusts, but still not. It's much richer in person. Andrew says, some of the paint in the backgrounds I mixed marble dust and pumice powder to give it texture. Michelle says it's joyous. Marion says, yes, this one is a happy dragon. Wherever this dragon is, they're very happy. Happy to be there. Happy to be here. Next up. These will be going into the online store very shortly. As soon as we finish talking about them, I'm going to hit go. And when I hit go, these will populate into the online store and you'll be able to go over there and grab yours. Make sure you use discount code MOVINGSALE, MOVINGSALE, Moving Sale, to get 25% off of these. We are allowing you to save the 25% on these brand new collages by Andrew Thornton, artist. So you can see there's a lot of work in here. There's a lot of work. As Andrew started talking about, you know, mixing the pumice and the marble to give it backgrounds, marble dust, and the crayon for the resist, and the number of layers and painting that goes into them, and then the layers and painting that goes onto each dragon. And each dragon is cut by hand. For just having these at what, $35, $34, that's a great retail price. But you can get a discount on them. He wants to get these out into the world, and it'll make us some money for our moving sale as well. Susan says, it's telling us all about it, whatever it is, right? Andrew says, do people think I should name them, or do people want to pick their own names? Let us know in the comments. Oh, I think my screen just went. Hold on, I think that's on my end. Yes, sorry. Let us know. Do you want to name them, or do you want them to come with their own names? What do you guys, you guys, I almost said that. I never say that. What do you all prefer? Do you prefer it when Andrew names the artwork already, or do you like to give things names? Marianne says, I would want to choose my own name. Cheryl says, I'd love the artist to name them. So far, we've got a tie. Susan asks, does Gilbert have to have me time? Yes, Gilbert likes his me time, especially in the evenings. He's like his white daddy. He likes to have me time in the evenings to wind down. And that's especially when his sisters decide that he doesn't need me time. Marion, do you want to see my hoard, right? You got something to show you. Let me know in the comments. No, I've only heard from 2 people. Do you want to name your own dragon, or do you want Andrew to name them? Because he's at a he's been asking me that for days, y'all. For days, he's been asking, do you think I should name them, or do you think people want to name them? I fall on the end of, I think people would want to name their own. But that's me. That's me. I can also see the appeal of having the artist name them. So what do you all want? Tell us in the comments. Are you on Instagram? Write in the comments. If you're on Facebook, write in the comments. Susan says for you to name them. Andrew says also because we have cats, one of the finishing touches is to stack them and run a torch along the edges so it burns off any of the hairs. That's a very scary process sometimes, but yes. Any hairs hanging off the edge, they get torched. So far, we have 2 votes for Andrew naming them and 1 for naming them yourselves, if you don't count my vote. Cheryl's asking, have you picked a few for pins? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Andrew has to tell me whether he allows his art to be made in various ways. I don't know if he's going to want pins made of these or not, but we shall see. Susie says, the poor purple dragon looks confused. Laughing face. It's like, what am I doing here? Why am I being stared at right now? Susie says, let Andrew name them. I don't know, Andrew. It sounds like you're getting more work. So far the names are, and so far the votes are for Andrew to name them. Anita says, I would like Andrew to name them as that tells me some of his thought process involved in their creation. However, I would also be inclined to give one my own nickname if I thought it was appropriate. And that's kind of what Vanessa said. Couldn't they have a given name and then by the artist and then you call them whatever? Marianne says, I think the purple is a tad annoyed. This one, I could see that too. It says, what are you doing here? And why are you looking at me? This one looks like, to me, like it's playing. It's flying around, playing joyfully. And this is the reason we wanted to show you on video. That one has a Tallulah face, this one. She's just always happy, running around, making messes. Kalidi says, coming in for a landing. Susan says, I think he is regal. And like I said, the reason to show you on video, like you can see this, like if I take a picture of it, sometimes you just see that. And you would have no idea of all of that in there. Vanessa says that other purple dragon is the look I give people when they ask a silly question. This one. Side eye. Got the side eye going. Yes, they definitely all have their own personalities for sure. This is the next one. I really like the background on this one too. This kind of cross hatching that's happening. And I spend a lot of time talking about the backgrounds because, yes, the dragons are the main feature and the dragons are awesome. But I really want everyone to see all the work and the detail that went into the backgrounds because there was a lot that Andrew put into each one of these. And the dragons steal the show, of course, with their personalities and their interesting, characters that they have, characteristics they have. But the backgrounds are also a big part of each one. And like I said, the pictures, I tried my best to get, all the colors. I shined a light from above just to try and make sure that the colors came out, and try to do what you can. But these are so much better to see moving. And even then, when you get them in person, they are so much more vibrant in person than they look on the screen too. Next up. Goldie says, now you can call it giving him the dragon eye, right? Exactly. This is one of my favorites so far. Of course, because there's a lot of green in it, and it's a black dragon. Andrew says, if you have any of the Bright Circle or Storyteller collections, the backgrounds are related. This is one of my favorites. Black dragon with the green scales and the green backgrounds. So remember, these are all being made to help us with our moving sale. And with the move to move Allegory Gallery from Ligonier to Johnstown, it may, it's just like the next city over, but it's going to be a big thing for us to move everything and get everything situated. There are permits, new permits we have to get. There are things that we haven't thought about in years because we've stayed in Ligonier. Just as from changing mailing addresses to like I said, sign permits and parking and all that stuff. It's just a big endeavor. And so Andrew's creating these to help offset some of the costs of all of that, and also to give us a little cushion so that we can take the time to do the research we need to do to get all that done. It's stuff you don't think about sometimes until you're like, oh, I need to think about that now. And we need that time, so it helps create a cushion for that. And that's what the moving cell is. Plus, Andrew's running out of paints. He was showing me some of his paint bottles. He's like, look, there's what I have left. It's like this tiny little bit on the side of the paint bottle that he's trying to use. So we need to be able to get Andrew some new paints too. Andrew said, there's actually a thing called staring the dragon in the eye. It's about facing your fears and overcoming obstacles and trauma. Andrew says, we have to hire a truck. Last time we just walked the big furniture. Yeah, we have to hire a truck or somebody that has an actual cargo van, or can tow some kind of trailer all the way to Johnstown. I don't know what that's going to look like, but we've got things to do, and that's why we're having a sale to help hopefully entice everybody to buy a little extra and save some money on some great stuff, get some good deals, and help us out. This one looks very sea-like to me, ocean-like, sea-like, sea creature-like. Maybe it's just that kind of aqua color that's kind of in there, but that's what it reminds me of. But look at how it looks like a patina that Andrew did on there. Like this could be a metal card. Like that looks like a verdigris, could be metal, right? You got some of the rust color coming through, the verdigris on top. Like that is just spectacular detail. Kalidi says, using his tail to reach something on the top shelf. There you go, right? Love, love, love this one. Marianne says, ocean swim not far from a shipwreck. There you go. That could be, right? That could definitely be. Okay, we've got a few more, and then we'll do more tomorrow. We're going to release these in batches, because I think that's easier than sitting through like 100 of them all in one night. Because you're going to get numb, maybe. They're all interesting. They all have, like I said, all have their own personalities, but we don't want people to get bored of looking at dragons because we do 100 of them or something in a night. I don't quite know how many there are or how many are on the way. This one looks like a baby to me playing with its tail. That's Tallulah. That definitely looks like Tallulah. Tallulah chases her tail like nobody's business. Like she runs around the house chasing her tail all the time. She loves to do it. And you'll just see her just starting to spin. She goes both ways. She goes one way for a while, and then it's like she got dizzy. So she goes the other way to not get dizzy. That's what it feels like. Khalidi says, this one looks like laying in a floral meadow to her. Nice. I could see that. I could see it. Looks like in front of a forest. Andrew says, your young son used to chase his tail. I know. Got tail chasers in this house. All right. I think we have 3 more to go, maybe. 3 more to go. And then we're going to call it the end of the dragons for tonight, and we're going to move into selling some gemstones. We don't have many, not many gemstones, but we're going to give you some good deals on them. I think they're really good deals, actually. This one has kind of that cross hatching behind it, like I said about that other one that I really like. And there are so many colors in this. Andrew says, I wanted to do gemstones also in case people weren't fans of my art. He's always worried about that. See, that's the thing. Like we were talking about the design competition today, earlier in this. If you're just tuning in recently, we're having a design competition in our design challenges group. And a lot of people don't partake in the competition because they're worried that their stuff won't be well received or they won't get a lot of votes or whatever. That kind of fear just doesn't always go away. Even Andrew's still worried that people might not be fans of it, but it can also come, instead of being a fear, it can just be something that is, right? I don't think Andrew's necessarily afraid of it anymore. He obviously puts out a lot of work, despite thinking that some people may not be fans, but some people just may not be. They're just not going to be, and that's okay, because there are a lot of people out there who still love what he does, obviously. We see that time and time again. Andrew says, I still enter the competitions, right? This one looks like there's some kelpie or some kelp or something behind it. And this one's very, very shiny and bright. I'm going to show off. It's got all the pretty colors in there. And lots of the texture. Khalidi says, make what makes your heart happy and put it into the world, right? Andrew says, I've watched too much Project Runway not to enter, right? Things don't always work out for them either, but they still get there and they still make things and they still make a go of it. Susan says, tail chasing is so cute no matter what species, right? I think so. Yeah, I love when there's like the heavy texture on those. Like you can see so much texture in there. Such rich backgrounds. And the last one of the evening is this one. Khaleesi says, love the bright colors. Yeah, they're all lots of vibrant colors in these, in most of them. Andrew says, some of these are based off of medieval illuminated manuscripts and maps. That's cool. All right, so those are the dragons. And now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to activate them. So if you want to go over to the online store right now and grab some dragons, they're going to start populating into the online store. And I'm going to check them just to make sure that all is happening as it should. Yes, they are starting to populate into the New Day collection. The New Day collection. So you can go and grab them there if you'd like to. They are at $34 retail, but if you use the discount code Moving Sale, they will be reduced to $25.50. $25.50. Anita says, great work, Andrew. Andrew says, I love it when artists would paint dragons and elephants and things they didn't see like things they did see, like dogs and sheep. Right? All right. So now, let me put up the banner. We're going to do some gemstones tonight. And we have just a few strands. I think we have 8 different strands. Some of them have multiples. and you can claim these. These are going to be NDG lots. We've done those before. I think we did up to 50 of them, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken, but I think we did 50 lots because I think that's what my spreadsheet had. So we're going to start at 51, NDG 51 tonight. So we don't confuse Barb by having multiple NDGs of the same laying around. And if you'd like to claim these, you send an email to info@allegorygallery.com, and you can see that email here if you forget, or it's also scrolling down on the screen down here. To make a purchase from this video, take down each lot number, send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. So this is NDG 51. These are only going to be $12 each, and there are 2 of them available. All right, only $12 each. Cheryl says my adoption has been completed. Thank you so much, Cheryl. We appreciate that. All right, first strand up tonight is rose quartz. Rose quartz. Beautiful strand of rose quartz. Let me get you a sizing on these. These are nice size strands. So this is a real 16-inch strand. You can see that there. It goes to the 8 times 2. Andrew says, thank you everyone for your kind words and encouragement. Your support really means a lot to me. Yeah, it's always, I think it's scary. Like, as I've done pottery now, I realize, like, before I know Andrew's stuff is good. Like, I love his stuff. Somebody is tearing up. Hey, what are you doing in there? So, like, I know that I believe that his stuff looks really good and is amazing, but sometimes no matter how many people tell you that, you still have this, idea that, oh, maybe it's not this great. Maybe people aren't going to like these. And that happens to me every time I put out new pottery, and I'm like, ooh, maybe, I don't know who's going to buy this. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's going to actually like these. And when they do, it's always really nice. And we're so happy that you like the things that we do. So I also, this is a 16-inch strand of rose quartz, and these are 8mm beads. Do that again to make sure. 8mm beads of beautiful rose quartz. There are 2 of these strands available. Rose quartz never looks as pink on camera as it does in person. These are a little bit more pink in person than you're seeing, at least than I'm seeing on my screen. My phone is pretty new, and it's still not showing really the kind of pink that it is. But these are NDG 51. If you'd like a strand of those, send us an email, NDG 51 in the subject line. If you want 2 of them, put times 2. It is first come, first serve. We only have 2 strands available, and this I think is a really good price. $12. That's like a no-brainer. At least I think so. All right. Andrew says, I always like it when my art goes towards making our dreams possible. Anita says, and great job, William, showcasing Andrew's creations, and thank you for always being so kind and entertaining. We try to make, don't want you to be bored to death. Let me see here. All right. Next up, amethyst drops. Amethyst drops. These are just about, I would say these are 15.5-inch strands or so, 15.5, 16 inches. And these measure approximately at their widest point about 6 millimeters, and they are about 15 millimeters tall, 15 by 6 millimeters. Beautiful amethyst drops. And let me get the paper out. NDG 52. Again, there are 2 strands available. This is the other strand, just so you can see. It's very similar. NDG52, $12. 2 strands available, only $12 each. And hope you like these. Like I said, 12 bucks. I think that's an easy purchase right there. Have those in your arsenal, right? Is arsenal the right word? I don't know. Have them in your stash. Put those in their bag. Put these other ones in their bag safely in there. Now this one, I love, love, love this one. NDG53. This is $24. And I believe, Andrew can correct me if I'm wrong, I think these are electroplated quartz. Electroplated quartz. Because they are light, I don't think they are a metal to begin with, like a hematite or something. But I could be wrong. Andrew will tell me. I think these are electroplated quartz. And these are $24. Look at that finish. I love these. Andrew says, yep, electroplated quartz. I was right. Yay. And this is an old tag. It just has a code from the vendor on it. But these are really, really cool. I could see just using a few of these here and there. Maybe make some earrings. Bringing back maybe that kind of 80s or 90s vibe with some earrings made with these. I think that'd be cool. I just think it's really cool. And this strand that's a nice big long strand. 12, 13, 14, 15 and a half inches at least. These are old strands. Andrew says I was going to use these in the electroformer. There you go. NDG 53, $24 if you'd like any of those. Or if you'd like that one. There's only one of that. That doesn't quite fit in the bag I have it there. Let me just set that up there. All right, next up, NDG 54. NDG 54. These are $24. These are hand carved amethyst. Hand carved amethyst leaves. Beautiful color in these. It's like that lavender amethyst. $24 for the strand. And again, that is just about a 16-inch strand, 15 and a half inches or so. Beautiful. And again, lighter on camera than they are in person. See, that doesn't help. Michelle says lavender amethyst is very pretty. Yes, it is. NDG 54, $24 only. NDG 55, $21. are these hand-carved sodalite. They look like flowers. Hand-carved sodalite flowers. Really beautiful sodalite. Pretty, pretty colors on those. All hand-carved designs. $21 only for the strand. Really, really pretty. And that is 16 inches. And these are approximately 15 millimeters by 20 millimeters. 15 by 20 millimeters, 16-inch strand. Love that strand. That's some good sodalite. Okay, we're going back to some amethyst here. NDG 56 amethyst, and these are hand-carved amethyst flowers. NDG 22. And these are all beautiful little hand-cut amethyst flowers, or melons. I guess you could call them melon, but they look more, they're not really, they look more like flowers. Andrew says these are mini melons. So there you go, mini melons. Yeah, I guess some of them look like they twisted more. I guess most of them don't. So mini melons. That's a really good price for mini melons. $22 for the strand. If you buy melon beads, you probably know that. Patty pan squashes, says Marianne, right? So that's 16-inch strand, and those are approximately 8 to 9 millimeter, about 8.5 millimeter, give or take. Andrew says, if no one gets these, I will definitely keep them. NDG 56. Yeah, Andrew loves melons. Melon cut. We both really do. So there you go. Amethyst melons, NDG 56, only $22 for that strand. NDG 57. NDG 57 is this amethyst, and I want to show you the design on these. They have kind of a cut along the top, and then a little diagonal kind of cut in the centers, and then another cut on the bottom. Sometimes they have two cuts along the top and bottom. I don't know what you call that, but I hope you can see how that is. These are really pretty, and only $21. These are hand cut as well. And this strand, let me double it so I can show you easily. This strand is 15 inches, 15-inch strand, and approximately 10 millimeter wide, their widest. by about 15 millimeter long. One strand available at $21. NDG 57. And the last strand tonight is a beautiful strand of vintage turquoise, NDG 58 at $28. Beautiful strand of vintage turquoise. This is that turquoise. It has a beautiful kind of, it's a lighter green color. Beautiful turquoise nuggets. Got some nice, that vintage quality to them. These are NDG 58, $28. Only $28 for this strand. And this strand this is a big strand, everybody. This is a 19-inch strand. 9.5 times 2. 19-inch strand. Andrew said this is stabilized, by the way. That's what you want for turquoise most of the time. You want it to be stabilized. $28 only. NDG 58. NDG 58. All right, and that's the last strand, last gemstone strand. Last thing I've got for you tonight. This is lovely gems tonight. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out with me. Let me flip the camera around real quick. I've not been doing that at the end of the videos, and I need to get back to flipping the camera around, saying goodbye. Sometimes I'm too worn out by the end of the day. Make sure there's no cat around me. All right, everybody. So thank you for joining us tonight. Tomorrow we're going to do more dragons for all of you out there. So you can see more of those. Hopefully you adopted one tonight. You saw somebody that you liked and thought of a friend or thought of it for yourself and grabbed it. It'll all help us with our moving expenses and just, restocking paint and things like that too, which is really important for what Andrew does. Tomorrow we will do more dragons, and we will do some strands of vintage glass tomorrow. So if you love the vintage stuff, we're going to have strands of vintage glass tomorrow at really good prices. All right. So thank you all for tuning in again. Thank you for your support. We talked a little bit today about what we're grateful for, and we are definitely grateful for all of you out there who stick by us and like what we do. And, we're just two guys from very different backgrounds, but we both grew up with not a lot of money. I always wanted my own business, never thought we would have it. And, it's one of those crazy things that sometimes I look and I'm like, wow, we actually do this for a living. And we have amazing people who support what we do. And it's kind of strange to me sometimes. Sometimes you feel like you like, what did we do to deserve all of you out there and to deserve all this that we have? So thank you so much for it. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Bye now.